Hey guys, this is Campin' Carl here with Matt East, Gensulator, and we are getting ready to get into some games in about, I'd say 15-20 minutes. I know there's other things going on, but for those of you watching this as a VOD, welcome. Sit back, relax, and we'll see you in about 15 minutes. Oh yeah, games begin at 5 Pacific time. I don't know why it's PDT.
I don't know.
I don't know what
Sometimes
the DT
it's PST.
Yeah, I think it's PST. I think that's Tim, not double checking his spelling. All right, but enough Tim.
And if you're watching this as a VOD, feel free to skip through to the 15-minute, 20-minute mark. We won't feel offended or anything.
It's just going to be me trying not to watch MLG, or trying not to. Well, I'll be watching it, but not commenting on it because that's not what we're here for. All right, I'm going to pull up the only music that I was told we were allowed to play, and I need to double check because I read that so long as we remove things, we can listen to any music we want if we go back and turn things into VODs, which we should be doing anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But this is like the only stream safe music that we have that I think, and it's weird. So
we're going to be listening to the same song for the next hour and a half?
It's an album. It's an album stream safe.
For the next hour and a half?
No. Well, yeah.
That's exciting.
It is exciting. So for those of you out there, and actually I don't know how many people are out there, so I need to get the stream up so I can watch it until the game starts. And I'm going to have you join this chat, which is called Iowa, which I believe is where they're going to do all the this and that.
I was actually in this channel a while ago.
What?
Just 5 minutes ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I thought it looked appealing. Like if the Iowa people were to gather somewhere.
Did it call for you?
It called for me.
Quest timed out. OKC Star League. Rough. Actually, I wasn't getting a number of people in stream earlier. I think there's like some error right now in Twitch. Oh, that music's too loud. Hold on. This really shouldn't be too bad because I just did everything. We were just doing stuff. So.
You gotta prepare before you do these things. You gotta get some audio balance going, you know?
I know, it's rough getting everything set up. I'm using my casting microphone, which is actually different than the microphone you're listening to me on, I think. So actually I'll switch to that microphone so that you're hearing what everyone else gets to hear.
Well, that sounds complicated.
Oh no, it is. You are listening to the right thing. So
good.
How's the volume on that sound?
The volume sounds great, but I have nothing to contrast it to, so...
Oh, okay. Good point. Okay, well, it should sound pretty clear and awesome. 2 people in stream. Holy crap. That's...
We are popular.
That is us.
That is us. We are watching ourselves. We are so popular.
I just like to... Yeah, okay. Well, let's see if we can fix that number. Did everybody upvote that Reddit post?
I upvoted. I always upvote.
Oh, I'm known for my upvotes. Wow,
I wonder if they give you eventually.
It's the sponsored link.
System.
Why is it the sponsored link? That's amazing.
What? Where?
My post was the sponsored link on top of StarCraft Reddit.
Seriously?
Yeah, but it only has 1 upvote. So,
that was me.
Thank you. Good to hear. I don't think this is doing very well. Oh, you sons of bitches.
I see. I think Reddit will eventually change over to a system where if someone is just abusing the system and upvoting way too many things, like their upvote would only count as, like 0.5 upvotes or 0.4 upvotes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can see that. Because this is 9 minutes ago. It has 4 upvotes and 3 downvotes, but I don't know how that actually works, because sometimes it's fake numbers. But
I've been told.
We do need to populate this with people. So if you can, using your powers of the internet, just have people just watch it.
Oh shit, my powers of the internet. I guess I'll explore that.
I'll explore that.
Just for you. Normally I don't promote my own shit on my using my powers.
I do
But-
all the time. It's horrible. Like, here's Ostagi. I'm just going to message him right now. Be like, you should watch CSL. Spanishiwa, too. Be like, Spanishiwa. And if you want to tweet about that, that's great, too. Just, like, using what you guys can do. And Gosu Huangson, whoever's basically not at MLG. I'm just going to go down that short list. I guess there's some IEM folks. Like Dong
I'll be honest, I never use Twitter, but I'll do it. I don't even... Like, I've gone onto my Twitter, like, 10 times, tops.
Yeah.
Ever. But I'll do it. Why not?
I discovered very early on, actually, how much doing all this stuff consumes. Yeah, just trying to do something at like a halfway decent level. It's a lot of work, actually.
Yeah, I know.
And it's not so much that like I don't do things like because I'm trying to like circle jerk myself really bad and be like, oh man, I'm so awesome and I'm like pivotal in the community. But you want to do something to like make your mark, right? Because if you're just like,
no, I understand.
If you're doing something out into the void, there's no one hearing you. So then you have to do self promotion. That feels kind of weird at first because you're like, well, you should listen to me because I do this and that and blah blah blah. But
and then if you do that, you need to get yourself living up to some standard of quality, and that takes time.
Oh yeah, and it's been a lot of just sitting there. What is going on? Oh, Barcraft. Okay, gotcha. It's a lot of just weirdness, I should say, psychologically.
Oh yeah. Because you feel like if you stop and you have like a couple tests and you just start like studying and have a bunch of work to do, and all of your viewers have nothing to watch for a couple weeks,
they just go away. They just like
they just go away, and they don't like you anymore.
It's like why
people
would they
come
anyway?
up to me?
Yeah.
People come up to me like throughout the internets, and they're just like, why don't you stream anymore?
Right.
And I'm just like, I'm sorry. I would be streaming nonstop if I could, but
well, I think it's hard when you're a content provider like what we do as casters, because you can either do casting or you can practice games and be really proficient. And some people can kind of do both, but I don't really know of anyone that does both at a very high level. A pro gamer and caster. So
Artosis came close.
Oh yeah, but how did he do it in the ESL?
But I understand.
So I mean, obviously I don't have the time to put into it to being a pro gamer, so I have to do this. I mean, I'm going to be good at it. I'm going to try, but for what we have to do as casters, it's very interesting. And if you're joining us just now, I'm here with Matt East, Gensulator, and is that how you say it?
I say Genzulator, but I don't take offense because it's difficult.
Okay.
I understand that.
I'm actually going to switch the overlay. We're going to get off of the pending overlay and get into the real overlay, which is this bad boy here. And we have a match between the University of Iowa and Iowa State. Now, I am friends with the folks over here on the right. And University of Iowa, good guys, all of them, for the most part.
For the most part?
No,
What's that supposed to mean?
They're all quality people. So, how are we going to do this? So, what I'm going to call these guys, I'm actually going to pull up their roster real quick on the C-Star League. 10 people watching. Thank you, the 10 of you out there. Spanishiwa, what are you doing on the stream? Is Spanish X Spanishiwa? I think it is.
I somehow doubt it, but possibly.
Well, I don't remember, because I talked to him before.
He could be here to poke fun at us.
He's just like, you guys suck. It's like, what are you doing?
I feel bad. I hope we get matches underway reasonably soon, because, there's all these people, they're so cool, and they show up ahead of time, and they know something's going to happen, and they're patient enough to just chill out, and I don't know. I want to really prevent them from having to wait. But at the same time, I'd like to, get started around the same time MLG lets out. It's very conflicting.
Yeah, I mean, we're 5 minutes from when we're scheduled to start. So when the first match goes out, so it says, I'm talking to these guys. Join call on Skype. Let me see what he's up to.
Also, if you have the superpowers over our Twitch TV channel, the title of this stream is Stanford versus UC Berkeley.
I know. I need to get Tim to fix that because our other one got mislabeled too.
Tim?
So, Tim drops the ball very rarely.
It's true. It's very true. And he has a lot of stuff to keep up with.
Oh, yeah. Tim is our casting coordinator and media relations guy at the CSL. He's a student, and man, he does a lot of great work for the CSL and esports in general. He's a big promoter. So shout out to Tim. Tim, you are the person making all this happen.
And he's also a chill guy on top of all that. In my opinion.
Yeah, he's a pretty good guy. So, what do you think of this music? Are you listening to this on the stream, or?
I'm not listening to this because if I were listening to the stream right now, I would have the biggest headache.
Oh, that's true.
I would hear you twice every time. It would be on delay, and you'd say something, and then you'd say it again. I'd be like, "Wait, what?"
It's rough. It would freak me out. Really hard, actually. So we're going to get started here in just a second. Now, let's take a quick look at this matchup here. Okay, so I need to double-check. Guys are the university. Need to figure out how to... Okay, so we have the University of Iowa on the right, okay, and Iowa State on the left. Just so everyone's clear. So when we talk about Iowa State, we're talking about the Cardinals and the Tornado Cardinals, whatever you want to call that thing. And if we're over here on the right, we're talking about the University of Iowa. I believe the mascot is some type of like hawk or something. Hawkeyes.
The
maybe.
University of Iowa? Let's see. I'm looking it up.
Hawkeyes.
Yes, it is Hawkeyes, yes.
Okay. So everyone's chatting. Oh, here we go. We're in a call called UI versus... Here we go.
Money.
This is where we need to be.
I'm going to leave Iowa now.
I'm going to get the heck out of Iowa.
Not in Kansas anymore.
We're in Iowa.
Close enough. Alright, so these are actually some pretty decent teams now that I'm looking at them.
Yeah, these guys are really good. I've been following the Iowa guys because I have friends over there. And they said, man, we got this big matchup coming. And I said, well, you know what we can do? We could do this live on the stream with some professionals and watch you guys flop around like fish because it'll be fun. And, yeah, looks like everyone's getting ready to go. Let's get a breakdown of where these guys are at right now with their rankings. So, right now, Iowa State is 3-0. They have 9 wins, 4 losses overall. The University of Iowa is 2-2 with an 8-7 ranking. Now, if we actually break that down and look at the people on the team, most of the people on the main roster for University of Iowa, that's the Hawkeyes on the right, a strong group of Masters, 4 Masters, and a lot of strong Diamond players. Iowa State over here has a really good selection of Masters players as well, high Masters players. So we should see some really good games today.
Oh, yeah. Everyone here on University of Iowa, all the 1v1s, they're all fielding pretty good Masters players, and then Iowa State is doing the same. I don't know. I just looking at the roster straight up, without looking at the players specifically, it looks like Iowa has a bit of a leg up, but
yeah,
it's you never know, because there's such a huge difference that can be made by teams preparing for specific matches and stuff like that. There's really no predictability.
Oh yeah, for sure. And even especially in some of these more flip-floppy matchups, you can have diamonds doing very well against Masters players because the skill is an overlapping thing on the far end of the spectrum. So,
yep. And if you know the map a couple days in advance and you know the race of your opponent, you can work something out and you can just bang out a bunch of practice games and you can perfect something perfectly designed for that one situation.
Let's see. So we're waiting on one of the coordinators here to get the shindig started.
No pun intended.
No pun intended. And in the meantime, okay, so Aaron, we're actually going to get a little bit of a flip-flop here. So we're going to start with the second game, actually, on MLG Xel Naga Caverns first, which is a Terran versus Zerg, which I know is your favorite, Matt. That is the matchup that you yourself feel it's the most perfect thing ever.
This is true.
It's beautiful, right? It's like watching poetry in motion.
It is, especially when things happen, like what Boxer did earlier today in those 3 games against Adra.
Oh, it was... yeah.
Oh, jeez. You think I'm joking, but I actually do really appreciate micro-intensive situations.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
They're really a lot of fun to watch. I mean, you see, especially as StarCraft 2 is beginning to develop, you see a lot of people who will just skip over the first 5 or 10 minutes of a GSL game, just because there's not much going on when you're on these big maps, like whatever they use, like Terminus, Crevasse, Xodaydream, whatever.
Okay.
And with these more active games, it's a lot more fun. It's a lot more engaging. There's always something going on. And I appreciate that a lot. I know a lot of people, call it out as being cheesy or whatever, but
right.
It adds to the entertainment value, in my opinion.
Yeah. Okay, so we're waiting on Proficient, and we are in the game. So this is going to be a TVZ on MLG Xel Naga Caverns, and just pulling this up so everyone can see on the stream. The only difference on the MLG version is you have a destructible neutral supply devo, and all that does is not allow for a complete wall off, like some of the sneaky Protoss business that they can do in a PvZ matchup or full bunkers. So other than that, this is pretty much the good old MLG or Xel Naga Caverns everyone else is used to. I think we're about ready to go. The players have greeted each other in the matchup. Oops, wrong overlay. There we go. Apparently his apartment building was on fire, so that's why he's late. That's a good excuse.
That's a very good excuse.
It's not in the CSL rules, but I'll allow it. I think that's good.
It looks like we're ready.
Looks like we're ready to go.
These players they look ready. They sound ready.
They seem excited.
I'm excited. I can't blame them. I mean,
I think we're on live at a Barcraft, actually. I think that's what I read.
Really?
In Iowa. I think we are being featured right now at a Barcraft in Iowa. So, that's cool.
That's pretty sweet.
Makes me feel a little bit more E-famous. Not a lot, just a little bit.
I don't know.
I'm going to go ahead and turn down this music. turn it off, actually, as we get ready to go. Close all these other tabs, maximize my StarCraft streaming ability. And if you guys aren't aware, streaming StarCraft is very, very intensive. It's hard on your computer.
Oh my gosh, yes. You have no idea what I went through. In fact, my viewers were nice enough to buy me a computer to replace my laptop. My laptop had stream at like 480 by 360 resolution. It was horrendous, to say the least.
Yeah, it's rough. So we have so this is going to be Romer from Iowa State as the Zerg, and it's going to be Daydream from University of Iowa. So Daydream here as the Terran, and we're going to going. Oh my gosh, Korean coming up. Sarang Hae, he says he's in love with you. That's cool. So here we go. Countdown has begun, guys. We're about to get into it. This is MLG Xel Naga Caverns.
And of course, MLG Xel Naga Caverns, the only difference is that there are supply depots right at the bottom of the ramp. I think that's the only difference.
It's got that
right?
cool MLG logo down at the bottom of the splash screen, too. It's really nice. It's pretty high-res.
It is. I don't know if the Zerg player feels the same about how nice this map is, but
no,
we'll find out.
Generally not. Not that big of a deal. Looks like waiting for some of the observers to get in. My computer's locked and loaded. It's been playing StarCraft all day.
Yep, we are good to go, it looks like.
Hopefully no one drops. There we go.
Hopefully.
And
all right.
Here we go. So right now I'm going to turn on the music here. We have Romer over here, spawning in the lower right as Zerg. He is for Iowa State, and over here in the upper right, Daydream for the University of Iowa as the Red Terran. So good luck, have fun's coming out. Hoping to see a great game here on Xel Naga Caverns. With me is Gensulator Matt East. I am Shane Camp Carl Rideout, and this is game 1 of the 5-game series between these two rival schools from the Central Division.
So how do you feel about TVZ on this map? I know it's recently become a little bit difficult for Zerg players at the very high level. I think it's still relatively even. I know people have always liked Xel Naga Caverns. It's been around a while.
Right. Well, here's what I really like about Xel Naga Caverns is if you are a Zerg that likes to play your macro game, you have a lot of options. Actually, any player, any race, really. You know, you've got your natural that's pretty wide open, but when you go to take your third, you can either expand towards your opponent, take that gold for an aggressive kind of expansion. We did see some of that at MLG today. And then you have your third location, which is kind of back over here, and I actually find that to be harder to kind of control, especially against Zerg, because even you're down in this little pit, and you can have infestors dropping infested Terrans up top, and I would rather just expand directly towards my opponent, assuming I don't have a huge supply deficit. But we'll see what these players decide to do. Daydream's going for a standard wall-off up here, it looks like, and scouting on 15. Meanwhile, over here we have the pool about halfway done. He has been mining gas here for a little bit, so we'll have to see if he continues to mine gas, what his game plan is going to be. But currently, don't see any signs of an expansion just yet, but could be moving a drone down fairly quickly as he is saving quite a bit of money.
Yeah, very standard openings, definitely. I agree with everything you said about how versatile play can be on this map, because even from the Terran perspective as well, I mean, you have the ability, the natural's wide open, it's great for Hellions, but at the same time, it's an excellent map for tanks, just being able to push out. You have a gold third base right there, right in the line of attack, and that's beautiful for tank usage, but really, I do see a factory going down right now as I speak, and this could end up being Reactor Hellions. It could... Ooh, there's the reactor. It does look like it may be Reactor Hellions, but we do have some Zerglings, which will come up, and they might spot this. And, I don't know. Romer is getting a Baneling Nest on one base, so without having his natural expansion, he's not going to have much to worry about when these Hellions pop. I'm not sure if he's going to try and be aggressive with this. What do you think?
Well, you know, if he comes up here, and he's lucky enough to see this swap. Let's see, checking his vision here. Yeah, so he does see both the add-on and the factory here. The problem is, you know, here he's already invested the 100 gas into the metabolic boost, which is just about to finish, and the Baneling is... Oh, and here he goes. Look like he's going to just go for a bust here. And that is 6 Banelings morphing in. Speed just finishing now, and it's still going to be a couple Blizzard seconds till those first round of Hellions get done. So, could be big trouble here for Daydream.
Wow, this is interesting. Now, if the Hellions pop, which they will, he's going to have a little bit of time to go rampage on those SCVs, but the Hellions may be able to do some damage to these Zerglings once they pop, and I think they will. They'll be able to kite around a little bit, and I don't think too many SCVs will be lost, if any at all.
Yeah, the bus does manage to go through one Ling here, running around the back side of Daydream's base. Supply blocking him here at 26 of 19. Here come another wave of Lings moving in. It's going to be down to Micro. Oh, very good. Moving those Hellions back into a very defensive position. SCVs helping to clean up some of these Lings here, and it looks like even after that bust, losing one Hellion there. It looks like Daydream might stabilize here.
This is really a test of Hellion usage. If you have a situation like this and you don't know how to use Hellions properly, you're going to be in lots of trouble. But Daydream has demonstrated some great micro. Although he's up against one of the biggest pieces of damage that were done was the supply block. The supply block really prevented Daydream. It prevented him from building more Hellions, prevented Marines from coming. And here comes another wave of Banelings. Wow, he could choose to go either way with this. Kill the reactor, kill those depots up there. And there's really not much Daydream can do at this point. Oh, wow. Wow! He was able to out-repair the Banelings. The Banelings, what you need to do as a Zerg player is you need to have all those Banelings hit at the same time. If you can do that, you will kill the depot or the reactor. But if you have them spaced out, and one coming in at a time, the SCVs can out-repair them. And that's the only way you're going to fail to bust with 6 Banelings like that in that situation.
So here comes some more Banelings getting ready to move up the ramp, and it looks like he will get the factory back up to mostly full health. Now with a good number of Hellions in the main base, he's going to move on back, make sure he can get as much health on this, and here they come. Yep, there they go. 2 supply depots going down, and these Lings are going to be running into the main, but looks like, yeah, those Hellions are going to be doing a great job. Needs to make sure to protect them from that one Baneling. Oh, great hit on that.
That was an excellent spot to kill that Baneling in. Couldn't have gone better for Daydream right there.
So Daydream having to rebuild these supply depots right now. Supply blocked at 29 of 22, but this all-in strat here from Roamer now putting him behind in supply. Currently, the drone count very low, 12 drones total, as he's been committing.
Wow, look at that trap right there that was set by Daydream. That was excellent.
Such smart play.
Roamer he's starting to transition out now. He's getting a Roach Warren. He knows that the Reactor Hellions is something that Daydream is likely going to dedicate to. Based on how many Lings and Banelings he sent in, Daydream, rather, has quite an incentive to dedicate himself to these Hellions. So that's what the Roach Warren's about. That's what the Spinecrawler's about. And these Hellions, let's see what they can do.
He's lining them up down here. Oh, he's going to back away, going to decide to go after this Queen instead. Now, these Hellions are pretty damaged, so once these Roaches pop, it could be a bit of trouble. He can manage to get in here and get a few more hits in. No, it looks like the Roaches will finish and chase these Hellions off. Only 5 Roaches here, but that'll be plenty to deal with this pack of Hellions. And, yeah, smartly moving those back. Not taking any damage from them yet. Daydream maybe not controlling those to the best of his ability, still with 4, all of them in the red.
Now, these Roaches, they can definitely deal with the Hellions, but the issue is Roamer is really running out of options. We're at the 10-minute, 30-second mark, and he still does not have an expansion. And if you look at Daydream, he's ahead by a factor of 2 in the worker count. And for a Tarn player, that means more than you actually think, because he also has 2 Mules going at the same time. So a factor of 2 in the worker count plus Mules, I don't know if Roamer is going to be able to get back into this. He's really fighting an uphill battle right here.
Yeah, and we do have Banshees on the way. The first one about to pop here any second now, and Cloak just getting started here. So even with that, and it looks like Daydream going to be able to sneak around these Roaches. Might be able to go back up into the main and do a little bit more poking, but with only 4
Looks like he
Hellions.
doesn't want to go for it.
Yeah, maybe a little too damaged. Maybe just, keeping an eye on things, getting the timing of that expansion that should be going down hopefully soon for Roamer.
Yeah, a little bit of hesitation there. In those situations, you don't really want to hesitate. You either want to run away and hide, or you want to go up there and see if you can get some drone kills. Kind of sitting around in the natural. I mean, it's okay, but when the roaches get back there, you're not really going to do much,
For sure. And now we have 2 Banshees out in the main. Cloak about 60% complete. 2 more Banshees on the way. 4 Banshees going to be on the field, and there's only 1 Queen and no sign of an evolution chamber.
Yeah, I think this might be it. I'm kind of worried for Roamer here. He really doesn't have an answer to this. He's building a second Queen just now, but that second Queen is gonna, it's not gonna delay anything very much. There's no Transfusus, there's no Hydralisk, there's no Spore Crawlers. The Evo Chamber has just started. He has spotted the fact that there are starports, so it's an appropriate response, but it's a little bit too late. The Banshees are gonna come in here, and I just really cannot see Roamer holding this. This is just tough. I feel very bad for Roamer right here.
And there goes the Queen down very quickly. Emergency Spore Crawlers being thrown down all over the main, but these 4 Banshees are going to be able to get in here. Workers killed now 10 to 14. He's going to be able to focus these down with no problem, and with that, it looks like Roamer's going to go ahead and move basically everything that he has left off to the Terran base for one last push, but he is down to just 15 supply compared to the almost 80 supply of Daydream, who still has very oversaturated his main because he just wasn't able to move down and take his early expo. But yeah, this looks like it'll probably be it for Roamer.
Yeah, that is quite an SCV count. I'm not even sure if Daydream needs that bunker up there. There we go. There's the GG. That was. It opened up as a very interesting game, but Daydream just really secured the lead with that very good hold. Excellent micro from Daydream.
Yeah, Daydream showing that he, really understands the matchup. And boy, good crisis management.
Oh yeah, definitely. I really would have loved to see some. He had some interesting building geometry when he went to rebuild his wall. I'm not sure if because there were a lot of buildings that made up surface area there, and the more buildings you have making up surface area at the top of your ramp, the more opportunity Banelings have to just be able to bust down, and it's more difficult to manage. It's more difficult to keep everything repaired properly. Mm-hmm. But he definitely did a good job with his unit control, and that's the most important thing in that situation. Very true.
So, guys, we just finished up technically game 1, but the second game here on our counter, Daydream from the University of Iowa, taking it in a T versus Z. So we'll actually be backing up now and looking at MLG Antigua Shipyard featuring Death Agent from Iowa State and Bannon from the University of Iowa, the Hawkeyes. So isn't Day 9 supposed to cast this? Wow. No, Day 9 is busy, but that's cool. For you guys out there who are watching this, thank you guys for supporting the CSL. If you're a player, if you're a fan, or whatever. I know there's a lot of stuff going on right now. Be sure to tell your friends, hey, when MLG gets finished, jump on in. If you're watching this as a part of a quad stream or a warp prism, thanks for sticking with us. We are